Whoa, look at this. It almost reminds me of one of those, like, old-timey mechanical dioramas. Hello everyone, and welcome to Mundaun. An extremely artistic exploration horror game in which, well, actually I don't know what we do, but look at this. It almost looks like a game released in 1921 rather than 2021, if such a thing were to be possible. Apparently, all of the textures in this are hand-penciled, which is insane dedication. It's a walking simulator at heart, but I believe there's also item collecting and puzzle solving and even dangers and vehicles. This is the kind of thing that I feel is going to kind of defy categorization though, so it's probably better just to jump in and see what we're dealing with. Oh, we're on like an old-timey bus. Dear Curdin. Oh, look at that. We actually have to press E for each next line. I am grateful for that. Many years have passed since you were up here with us. It saddens me to be the bearer of bad news. There has been a fire in the barn of your dear grandfather Florin. By the time you read this, he will have been long buried. There's no need for you to make the long journey up here. Be assured that Florin loved you very much and was proud of you. Signed, Father Jeremias, Parish of Mundaun. And we can add that to journal. Now, the description for this game says that this is a real language that's being spoken, but it's one that's very obscure, one that's not spoken by many people. Oh, this is a real scary road. We were urged not to come here, but I guess we're doing so anyway. Look at that, our little loose-leaf notebook from 2001. Something about Jeremias' letter feels odd. I need to see with my own eyes what happened. First day. There goes our ride descending into the clouds below us. We are so high up. I forgot how the fog tends to separate this world from the one below. Grandpa's barn was right up this path. You're not kidding. It's almost like the door to the rest of the world is closing behind us. Even in the time period this takes place in, it's so secluded, like it's trapped in its own little time bubble. This is the way back to the bus, but I'm not yet ready to leave Mundaun. As we came in, we saw that person watching us from the cliffside. Hey there, Black Phillip. Grandpa's barn, completely burned out. I didn't like how time seemed to slow as you approached us. You know, to someone of this time, someone superstitious, a black goat might be representative of the devil's eyes. Hello, you. But we're not superstitious, are we? What are you doing here? You're just a little guy. Look at that, when we go to pet you, our hand actually locks onto you. And hey, even if you are the devil, getting in tight with you is probably for the best, right? Ah, this really is my property. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, if my school Latin can be trusted. Looks like not all the animals survived. That black goat is something of a miracle then, isn't it? Looks like there's a chest or something back there, but I can't get through. Maybe I can find another opening? The same fire killed our grandfather. I guess nobody bothers with the horses or cows. Can we push this down? This doesn't seem very safe to stand on. But it's got to be allowing us to come up here for a reason, right? We can't jump, but we can, but it's sort of pathetic. Let's have more of a look around then, if we can't figure out what to do in there. This canvas shows what happened here. And as I approach, it's like it threatens to swallow me, my character breathing heavy as if he can feel the heat. We can see the artist watching it burn. But I can't make out their face in the light. The voice from the barn yells, "Help!" That must be our grandfather. Her face is like shifting back and forth. Well, well, my boy. Are you looking to follow your granddaddy? Step right in. It's nice and warm here. Who are you? Let's say an old friend of your grandpa. Let go of my hand. As you wish. First, I'll give you something so you remember me. A man is only as good as his handshake. Ah! Oh. Our hand has been charred black. And we're left inside the ruins. You still got a pipe held to your mouth. Dear God. Is that you, Grandpa? He must have realized that he was trapped. Just sitting and waiting for the fire. So they lied about you being buried. You were never even retrieved from here. Maybe the other villagers are afraid to even come here, or maybe that mysterious old man was the one who sent us the letter in the first place, knowing that we would respond. Either way, an old friend of your grandpa's, a black goat, let me guess. Grandpa's got a checkered past, and the devil came to take his due, right? Just calling it now. An old sketch. Presumably that's me being driven around the family farm. The oven protected this from the fire, which is ironic, I suppose. Grandpa must have put it here for me to find. You can look at it here and investigate the back. I have to get Grandpa out of this cursed barn somehow. Well, how? He's fused with the charred wood. An old photograph of me as a boy with Grandpa. I love to sit in the mobile and pretend to drive it. On the back is a diagram of some kind. Okay, so by clicking one, whatever's on the right, that's the page you're currently examining. Grandpa, what happened to you? And there's your letter. But what about this? What about the artist? Oh, you got nothing to say about that. I have to say, this game has a really interesting focus system, where occasionally my view will be drawn, the FOV will become narrower, the sound will seemingly mute. Yes, but there doesn't seem to be anything there. Forget getting Grandpa out of here, how are we getting ourselves out of here? Our hand, we've been marked. Grandpa's beloved pipe. I'll take it as a keepsake. Careful you don't crumble his hands when you... His eyes are still moving. They're shifting back and forth. Do you see that? It's almost as if he's not dead. Now we have to optionally find tobacco for the pipe. I don't even know where we'd begin, but okay. I will find a way to lift this curse, Grandpa. Wow, this game didn't waste any time. Maybe we can find a way to lift this. Okay, I didn't think we'd do it right now. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like your fingers bending backwards. Hey, at least in black and white, we can pretend it's been turned a tree branch, right? But we have some ability to twist certain points around us, I guess. If Grandpa's still in here, what did Jeremias bury? That is a very good question. Well, the only way to find that out is going to be to visit Grandpa's grave. When it comes to these optional objectives, I'm going to be faced with a real dilemma here, because I'm never going to know if I should move on because the thing I need will be found later, or if I should be looking more carefully. The painting of the burning barn is gone. I must find it and its creator. What is this structure over here? Is this like a drying rack for pelts? And does it need to be this tall? I mean, how many things would you fill this with? Still, it's very straight to the point, and it's very, for all its weirdness, it's very clear in its communication. In other words, it really does feel like an old-timey legend being relayed from a grandfather to their grandson. I think the devil is playing with me again. That's the way to Grandpa's old house. And Jeremias' chapel. Maybe that's our powers, or maybe we're being beckoned further still. I felt I owed you the courtesy of looking down for contrast. Oh, look at this. And now we can actually run a little bit. This is all at once calm and charming. And yet there's a fear in the level of detachment I have from this time period. Again, the way it feels like I'm being relayed an old horror story. There's some signs right here. This way to the bus and to, I suppose, a lookout point. Oh, look at that. The plants are actually sprites. Like it's 1998 or something. They turn to follow me. Swaying downward as I approach. There's that old stone tunnel we emerged from. My eyes are just scanning the rock faces, expecting to see someone silhouetted. Although I think we know now who our mysterious watcher was. Moville. Oh, hey, look at you. Grandpa's Moville. The voice dialogue is going to give me a lot of help in pronouncing some of these things. Oh, we got some wood. And the keys. Are we actually... There's no way we're actually going to get to do this. It's starting to look more and more like we're actually going to get to do this. Look at this. We can actually sit here. You know, this is a nostalgic journey for our character as well. I mean, all this would be antiquated even for the time he lives in. And now he's on an ancestral journey to do right by his grandfather, getting to drive that car he used to love going for rides in. I guess he's feeling all the same emotions as I am. And how incredible is that? How incredible is that in such short order we've been placed so thoroughly into this role? We can turn on the lights overhead. You mean to tell me that this place where I can literally see through the walls has electricity? What is this thing connected to? Like, are you telling me this is a hollow beam, that there's wires running through it and somehow up to there? Get out of here. I don't know any radio frequencies yet. Okay, so I guess listening to some tunes is out of the question. Find the ignition key for the Moville. There we are. And when interacting with something like this, we get the inventory screen. So, okay, we want you with... I see, I have to press you there. Wait, what do you mean that doesn't work? Is the key that was found beside this vehicle for some reason not the key to this vehicle? It was literally on a stack of spare tires, but alright, I guess we'll look around some more. We didn't really look too much down below, but I don't see anything here. Well, look, that would have to be his house up there, right? And I can see what looks like a little chapel up on the rocks there. Actually, when we have elevation, it would probably be a good idea to look around at all we can see. Then again, we're always going to be gaining more elevation. Mundaun is already snow-covered, except the black twin peaks. They never gather any snow. That's the kind of feature that would certainly attract some sort of folklore, huh? There, by the big cross, is the graveyard. Now this is really cool, because if we are to be climbing this mountain for the entirety of the game, that means that we'll always have features that we'll be able to see from any point, and there's a clear visual representation of our progress. The higher we go, the more we can look down at what we've already come through. A journey in which all parts are contained within all other parts. What's a faded photo of me doing here? There's that symbol again. Has someone been keeping tabs on me? Well, I think that much has been pretty clear already. It is all electric lighting, oddly enough. Some more firewood. There's a radio playing from somewhere else. Look, old war expeditions. Huh. It's the Movil poster, but the car itself seems to be faded away. It's missing in this poster. That's an odd feature. Huh. Memories from the war? Grandpa's unit in the war. Their banner shows the sun. The person on the far left doesn't look like a soldier, huh? No, but the person on the far left does look familiar, doesn't he? In this landscape, he comes as a simple farmer. That is creepy. Farmers doing their work in days long gone. And the house we now sit in, although that is quite an interesting feature in the lower left window. Grandpa's house. There's candlelight coming from the bedroom window. So the bedroom is on the ground floor here. Discovered radio frequency 185.3 kilohertz. Oh, you actually weren't kidding when you were talking about these frequencies. We actually need to learn what is available here so that we can use them. This just sounds to be some kind of talk show. Oh, we found some coffee. Which, making it is now an optional objective. What am I looking at here? On the bottom we have a bar that goes from a rifle being kind of lazily held to one that's at the ready. Here we go from small to, I guess, large. Maybe that's some measure of strength. And then here we have, I don't even know what kind of deranged look that's supposed to be, up into something that looks more normal. Keeping tabs in more ways than one. Take a bowl, have a seat even. Wow, this is actually really interactive. Maybe we can make the coffee here. I should fill the pan with water first. Okay, let's grab that. There must be a sink around here somewhere. Is this the bedroom? In other words, this was where the light was coming from, right? Look at that. The shutters, which seal this room from sunlight, actually carry the same image on the banner that he had in his war unit. It's a photo of Grandpa from the war. He never talked about that time. Maybe he made a deal with the devil, just get me home. Interesting clock you've got here. You didn't say as much, but I get the impression that saved my game. Yeah, let's get some light in here, since we seemingly can't open the shutters. Oh no, we can. We totally can. Yeah, this environment is surprisingly interactive. It really wants you to come in here and just engage with all the stuff, which is befitting a game that is so artistic in its presentation. Here we are. Let's let the light in. From back here, we can unlock the door and get to the little dining room. The home of someone who just died is always a depressing place. Let's try and liven it up a little. Wow. He made a photo of some kids with their snowman look terrifying. Oddly enough, the snowman is the only one among them that actually seems to be living. It's like I can feel... That's what I love about this focus mechanic. Not only does it draw your attention to certain things, but it's like I can feel my character's unease. A poster showing night slaying. I love to slay on the slopes of Mundaun. Listen to that. When I focus on it, I can even hear sleigh bells. It's so faint, though. It's like we're hearing not even distant sounds, but our own associations. What's this? A cigarette, maybe? It's also got a sun image on it, and some more matches. The fact that we can find more than one box of matches suggests to me that there'll probably be multiple uses for it. Okay, we're gonna be here for a little while, so let's close this front door now that I know we can. Where would I get some water? Grandpa, I don't suppose you had plumbing, did you? I can't enter this room. But then maybe I'm just looking at wood patterns as a Rorschach test. This door is already open. Hikers on an expedition to the peaks. My old room when I was living with Grandpa. Unfortunately, things are a bit inhospitable these days. You don't even have a mattress to sleep on. The colony. It almost looks like a retro-futuristic image, like an ad for a World's Fair or something. Whole bunch of pencils. It's almost like the game itself was made right here at this table. But we don't have anything to say about it. It's a map. Maybe something we made as a child of this immediate area. Oh, but look, that shows what looks like a well outside. I bet we can get some water from there. And that same symbol we've been seeing around, and on the picture of us, is over by that cave. Interesting, we learned a lot from that. I guess we made a hobby out of collecting all these signs. Wait, come on. I used to venture out with a screwdriver when I got bored. Yeah, we were a little troublemaker, huh? Honestly, in a town as small as this, taking those signs could crash the local economy. Oh, look at this. We can place things on the windowsill. Maybe we're supposed to light a candle in one of these windows. We can just sit here taking in the old memories. There is a sign with those symbols. It doesn't seem like we can take the toy soldiers. That looks like the chapel we see on the hill. I know a lot of this is just kind of like walking around and making observations, but this is the early game. We're gathering stuff and figuring out what the elements are so we can solve puzzles. And also, it's just nice. It's so quaint and idyllic. It's like I feel nostalgia for something I never experienced. I just heard what distinctly sounded like a breath. I can turn around, but should I? That was just to show me. You wanted me to find this. Some kind of wine? Well, it must be important. It doesn't look like the indoor plumbing actually works. I could sit here. It even... Wow, I didn't expect this to work. What is this, a Fears to Fathom game? Well, I suppose we probably needed it after making our way all the way up here. But who needs bathrooms when you have perfectly good green fields? I wonder if this game would actually punish me for not flushing. Maybe what we saw was a vision of what's to come. One part of our hand, but the rot could easily spread, couldn't it? God, this game is so interesting. I always love it when artists make games, because often they don't have the best gameplay, but they always do unique and interesting things that you just don't see by regular gaming conventions. For example, our eyes actually moving on our model. There's that symbol again. And an old sleigh.
Huh?
What a bizarre lock. And it looks like one of our toy soldiers. I do have a key found in the barn, which does not work. Okay, what about this room here? This you'll just refuse to enter. I didn't see this room before. Well, there's one of those cases. Wait, look. Oh, huh. Looks like there's a number of goats grazing up on that cliff for some reason. And I think one of them, the one facing me actually, might be that black goat, or a black goat, but any black goat is the black goat as far as I'm concerned. It would seem that there should be a well somewhere on the property. Grandpa's house. He used to tell me proudly that it was built centuries ago. Ooh, and if we step out here, there is a basement only accessible from the outside. Still, I have yet to locate that well. There's actually a lot of ways we can go. It seems like we're actually exploring kind of at our own pace. Alright, let's try once more. The only key we have. There we go. It was for the basement. Of course, it broke off in the lock. Oops, not what I wanted. A place for storing meats. Here's some more firewood. So what's so special about this wine that we found in the hidden room in the bathroom? The construction of some old bridge? The same dream again. I am trapped in a black chamber deep underground. No windows, no doors. That's all. Maybe that was the man downstairs' way of letting him know that his time was coming due. Over on the side of the barn, there's one of these posters. We saw one on the ride in. What does it say?
Serpentini, Exposizione, Pittura Moderna.
Serpentini, Exhibition of New Paintings. House by the Bridge, closed on Sundays. Invitation only. If it's invitation only, what do you need an ad for? Just to kind of let everybody else know that they're not invited? We can come down to this abandoned little structure right here. Hello? Oh, look at that. It's some kind of lift. A lift which, for some reason, decided to start moving the moment I arrived. Is there a person in there? It looks like it. Somebody who didn't want to be seen. Yeah, I just noticed there's like weird spiky protrusions next to here. Actually, that sort of looks like a stockade. I really can't sleep now. No, but maybe later? Yeah, I do get the impression that we're going to be spending some time here. Well, there's an ad for coffee. Maybe we can get some stuff done here. They advertise that this coffee will give you courage. But will it give me wings? Alright, we've got nothing to open you with. But yeah, perhaps we can push through these racks. No? Any way to get upstairs? Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. What have I just stumbled onto? Don't think I haven't noticed that we haven't seen a soul since we've been here. Another of these. I already have one, which is all I need. But what do you make of this? Up this way to the overlook, then. Maybe a good sense of perspective will allow us to see something we didn't before. Here's our cave. One which we must have explored when we were younger. Is this something I want to look into now? Here's the overlook. Just letting us know we found it, huh? How many times have we taken in this exact same site, but I imagine it's very different now. Oh, we can sketch it in. Look at that! I understand now, so it's kind of like climbing the towers in a Ubisoft game. Maybe it's mean to make that comparison, but that's what it is. We use this to sketch and therefore map out the area. We're something of an artist ourselves, which means this is all very fitting. Ah, there's that well. If coffee truly does give me courage, then I could use some coffee. So let's try this. And fill you up. Thank you. Look at that, it even reacts to the pot being suddenly removed from underneath it. We've also got some firewood and some matches, which I bet we can use to light the stove, because it seems like we're going to be doing this entire process. Man, life really was tougher back then. Ooh, binoculars. Which we can use at any time using left click. We can look at those goats. They're not all goats, 2 goats, but 1 person staring off. Are you who we saw on the way in, actually? I'll have to get over there and find out. But not until I've had my morning coffee. Don't talk to me until I've had my morning coffee. The devil found that out, and I'm on my way to kill him. I can probably put this stuff down there, yes. I should put the coffee on before lighting the fire. Okay, right. We lift that over here. You go here. And light. Oh, look at that, and we can actually see the binoculars hanging from around our neck. That is so cool. Now we're gonna need this little dish. I guess just wait for it to be finished. Look at this, sitting in the dining room of our grandfather's old house on a mountain, listening to the radio while putting coffee on. Could it be any nicer? There we are. Let's have a seat, shall we? I suppose I don't need to drink it then. Alright. Well, anyway, now that means we just need tobacco for the pipe and ignition for, yeah. Okay, I think that's all for now. Grandpa's grave, I would bet, is over at Jeremias' chapel. But before we move on, why don't we explore that cave up there? Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, look at that! We have the option of setting fire to the hay in here. Why would I want to do that? Well, I suppose burning it down would give me access to what's in there, but I already have coffee. Let's see what's down here. My old hideout. I almost forgot about it. Days and nights I spent in here. It was when I first came to live with Grandpa after my parents passed away. Well, we got an achievement for finding it, so I guess this was optional. Huh. Well, we might as well get some light in here. That's a strange way for a candle to behave. That's also a strange way for these things on the table to behave. Oh, look at this. Shadow puppetry. That is so cool. This is why it's cool when artists make games. We're assembling a smaller one beside you.
Ja apresentau Gisela Leunga per inflar ils drets crabs.
I spent my days searching for the right stones
Silmanza schie sai eu sharavi.
to bring them back in this form, at least. It's like our memories are being corrupted by the evil that hangs over this place. And of course, I can always fight back against evil. Not coming back now, are you? I can do this all day. Well, not all day. I got places to be. I still haven't even been to Grandpa's grave. Such simple pleasures that used to bring us joy, and even though we're nostalgic for them, it's tainted by what's happened since. In this case, demonstrated by the man, but I don't know. I think maybe there's an element in that of simply not being able to engage in the way that we used to. The world's just not as magical of a place anymore. Alright, you're still out there looking. I wouldn't stand too close to that Black Phillip. But what do we do now? I suppose we accomplish the tasks that have been set for us. The road tunnel has been sealed off. Looks like some sort of microphone. Maybe it's connected to the opening mechanism for this gate? Do we have to speak friend and enter? Doesn't seem like we can start wildly guessing, though. I swear, when your vision starts narrowing, I start going, what do you see? Wait, for example, just there, what did you see? Okay, yeah, no, the ability to press E kept popping up, and I wasn't able to keep it for more than a second.
Jeremias.
Jeremias' chapel. Alright, let's go see. A little girl playing with like a kite or something. Both those goats are staring me down, and in fact so is she. There we go. Let's get a more complete view of the area. If we go a little farther up, there's beehives. I like this. There's so much to do in such a small area. And I imagine all of it is interlinked, all of it important. This does not look like a good way to get to the chapel. We can slide down, but we won't be able to get back that way.
Hallo Bobetta.
Hey, little girl.
Bella Zas.
Lovely goats you have. Off goes your little paper kite, leaving quite a trail. It's a drawing of the chapel? It's circling the spire. Kid, that was quite a shot. Oh, you have the stonest face. You do not look pleased that this didn't sail back into your hands. Were you trying to make a boomerang? Or were you delivering a message straight to me? The little girl sent me this drawing. Something about the shadow of the chapel? Is this going to be a Raiders of the Lost Ark situation? Is the shadow of that spire going to land on the space that I need? No answer. Okay, well, we're not... But he is there. In fact, he seems to be barricaded inside. You see me. I know you see me. Don't try and glance away. Hang on. The way you move, the way this whole world is built, it kind of reminds me of Crayola 3D Castle Creator from the 90s. You're positively terrified in there. Wait, is that a... That's a radio you've got beside you. I saw you in there, Jeremias. Okay, I guess the only thing we can do then is get down to the graveyard. The shadow of the chapel tower points exactly to this rock. That one down there. Well, then that's where we start our search. This game is so cool because, I mean, as I've been saying, this is like very idyllic and nice, but it's just got this shadow hanging over it without any real danger so far. Like, there's just a feeling of being pursued. Looks like Jeremias locked the graveyard. So we're gonna have to find yet another key. Perhaps in the vicinity of this rock. Oh, we can push away the vines. There we are. Nice hiding place, Jeremias. And we just ruined it. You know, if this doesn't break off in the lock, there's other places back at the house I would want to try this. You know, I really do love horror that can take place in broad daylight like this. I mean, I keep saying how nice all this feels, but there's just an air of being followed, being marked, hanging over all of this. And that way, it's very effective at doing both. No mention of that one breaking. But we don't have it anymore. There's that symbol from his unit. An old war buddy? Or just him? No, I doubt it. We need to find out what was buried if his body is back at the barn. Two graves side by side. But I don't know what this means. Another. There's nothing here. The grave is empty. Time to confront Father Jeremias, the priest. You're ringing us for services, huh? Maybe now is when you decided it's time? So, what's with the runaround? You again. It's always me. Thanks for getting me in here. Oh no. Not long ago, I taught some people in Troy a similar trick. You're attached to me. He doesn't even know that anything's wrong, that we've doomed him. Curtin? What are you doing here? Didn't you get my letter? Yeah, your letter's why I came. Greetings, Father. May the Lord be with you, my son. Oh, look at your teeth. Your letter. I got your letter, Jeremias. You wrote that Grandpa's dead? Dead and buried. A fire in his barn. Very tragic. The hay must have caught fire. Your grandpa and his beloved pipe. He must have dozed off. Oh, look at that. These act as dialogue options. Hopefully we get to go through each of these, because I would like to ask about all of these. What's with the barricaded windows? They... well, yes. It's in case of a storm. There was something on the radio. I don't quite buy that, but it looks like we can look at all of these. And the wooden box on the table in front of you? Aren't those the initials of my grandfather on that wooden box? Yes, F and C with the flower symbol. Florin Caminata. Look. A candle. The baptismal candle of your grandfather. You should have it. Light it tonight before you go to sleep. Put it on the windowsill of the bedroom, in remembrance of Florin. Okay, but you just said dead and buried, so you've got some explaining to do. You're lying. I found Grandpa's grave empty. You left him in that charred ruin. You're just mumbling in response. We tried to recover his body, but we couldn't get to it. The place is cursed. Don't go back there. Too late. I must prepare the sermon for Sunday. Stay in your grandfather's house tonight. Don't linger. Tomorrow you leave on the first bus. Wait, Father Jeremias! Look at that. Religious artwork drawn on the walls in pencil. Look at our shadows casting over this place. I can feel the darkness. It honestly feels like watching a movie from the 1920s or 30s. And it's not just in terms of the visual style, it's in terms of the kind of story that it's trying to tell here. Oh, and also there's UFOs. Alright, well, let's take that candle. Not but a star. It's getting late. That girl and her goats are gone. And the shadows are creeping. I definitely feel the urge to run home in a big hurry. I guess he never expected me to arrive here and find that empty grave. Even if I'd have showed up later, it would have been at least filled in. What is that? Something just rose up from the hay. So now I'm remembering that I can crouch. You actually sort of look like those tall stacks we saw it in over by the house. But like given life.
Yeah.
A pitchfork. Wait. Cycle big equipment with R, hold, then release to poke. Only makes sense a creature made from hay would be taken down by one of these things. Okay, but let's... There's more than one. They're everywhere, in fact. Let's try and maintain stealth for as long as possible then, shall we? I don't know how well they're able to hear us. We can light fires wherever we please. Is doing so a good idea? There's another one of these right here. Will this have finite usage? After all this time, I was not expecting it to spring gameplay on me, but here we are. Some things frighten you. Fear can slow you down or even paralyze you. I don't even know what the source of your light is. It's like it's emanating from your face. And in the mist that falls over this mountain, you're almost like walking lighthouses. Would I be correct in the assumption that you will not be able to follow me inside? Oh, there's another one right there. Now I wonder, are we able to fight you directly? If we want to use this on you, do we have to sneak up on you? Definitely feel very slow. But I'm nervous to pick up the pace. That door, that's our lifeline. That's Ichabod's bridge. Go, 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 go. In. Shut that door behind us. The lights in here now... now they mean the world to me. But I can still hear those things. Maybe it's only now that we're inside that I can really hear my character's breath, but we are terrified. There's a key right here. I feel that we should close these shutters before going to sleep. There's one right there. All these little creaks. I can't tell if they're entering. That thing is right here. Where was that portrait that showed us which window the candle needs to be lit inside? The middle one. Feel fear whenever you look at it. It started looking around more. I wonder if looking directly at you doesn't draw your attention. Right here, we need to place that candle and light it. And even though you're right there, I imagine that'll serve as some kind of protection spell. Let's get some rest. I hope I can help you find peace, Grandpa. Look at this. We actually have to go through the experience of just lying here, trying to get some sleep, listening to the radio as we drift off. This house, like a place of such mystery, but of such comfort, especially relative to all that goes on out there. Where actually, Grandpa used to put it on his chest before he went to sleep. Why? To fend off evil spirits. Oh. And I suppose if we weren't superstitious before, we would be after seeing the hay come to life. Sounds like it's starting to rain out here. And the candle burned itself through in the night. Won't be able to use that again. I feel like maybe I should close these shutters. By day, that thing is gone. Let's just close the windows and call it good. After all, sitting in Grandpa's comfy cozy cabin with the patter of rain outside. Look, we're also on vacation while we're here. We might as well make the most of it, right? I was just gonna say, I could actually get used to just Voices of the Void, but Country Living Simulator. But then I realized that's basically We Harvest Shadows. The little girl from yesterday. Accompanied by a creepy choir on the radio. I did not change the station, by the way. Look at the little grin. Watch out! Behind you! Oh my god, their faces! Find the little girl outside. Was this maybe just an attempt to lure me here? What happened to the chapel? It's completely burned down. You just always seem to find me in the right place at the right time, don't you? Well, unfortunately, it seems like we're not just going to be able to stay inside with some hot coffee and enjoy this stormy weather. But investigating further, we'll have to wait until next time. I am hooked on this game. I cannot wait to see where this will go. Like, it's almost like taking a vacation in an older, more simple time, while still feeling like it's got all of the superstition and fear of that time. In other words, this game is a perfect fit for the channel, because if I were to take a couple of words to describe it, I would probably call it creepy and comfy. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.